everyone, Jillian here with Java and Journeys. I know it's been a while. Where have I been? Doing a little bit of traveling. So post hurricane, I went to Nashville, which you all saw one of my videos in Nashville to visit my mom, just to kind of get away for a little bit. And it was really nice to be able to just get out of the drama for a while. Then post Nashville, I had a work trip in San Francisco. And because it was a business trip, I did not want to do any type of recording because for me, I want to make sure that when I'm traveling for work, I am strictly focusing on work and nothing else. So I was in San Francisco. Now I am back in Orlando in cooler weather, which is amazing because both Nashville and San Francisco were far cooler than Florida before I left. Coming back home, it actually doesn't feel as hot and humid as it was before, which is awesome. So, what are we doing this evening? I am taking you on a pho journey because you know we love our Asian food here at Java and Journeys. So, what have you been doing? If you haven't already yet, please like, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and let's get started and go into 24-hour pho. It is 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. No, it's not. I love glow. Like, how can you not? It is Friday. It is way past 7. But we are going to 24-hour pho. This is a new location that's actually in Winter Garden, which is pretty awesome. We've been to the second location in Orlando. But what is so great about 24-hour pho is that it has this really cool like 2D design and vibe that is so fun. All right, so I have the black ox pho with those juicy oxtails. We also have some spicy pork dumplings, which is a fan favorite here, as well as some lao egg rolls. And of course, the toppings. You have the bean sprouts, the jalapenos that I do plan on adding to the pho. My sister ordered some shrimp tempura, which looks really good. And then also I have the milk tea, which is the first time I've had a milk tea in a while. Typically I get the standard tea just because of how sugary milk teas can be, but I love how cute the cup is. You have like little dumplings all over and it's so cute, the little bear. So if you, I think, order some not pho, excuse me, if you order some milk tea to go, they actually put your tea in like a little bear-shaped container, which is super adorable. So totally giving me all the feels. And I will let you all know what I think of the soup and all of the food here shortly. So showing you all here, you know I had to hook it up. I added some jalapeno, of course some sprouts in there. Also a lot of red chili flakes because this is what we do. So I want to show you all an up close view of the black oxtail. It is so good. It's so flavorful and it's literally fall off the bone, which is what your oxtail should do. If your oxtail's not falling off the bone, and this is like no matter how you eat it, whether that's like Jamaican oxtail or Southern oxtails, if it's not fall off the bone, it's not cooked correctly. There's a ton of flavor in it. It's just so good. And I like the fact that You definitely get your money's worth of the pho here. I have two gigantic pieces along with pieces of beef in here as well. So again, I put a lot of chili peppers or chili flakes in my pho because I like mine on a little bit of the spicier side. So you are probably looking at this like, oh my gosh, look at all that chili flakes, because it essentially turned my broth from a calming brown to a fiery red, but it's so good. So Whitney got the pad thai, and the biggest issue is that it is extremely sweet. And then she also got a fruit tea with boba, mango boba. And y'all, I took a sip of it. I should have recorded my reaction. It is so sweet that it just like made my mouth pucker. Even with my milk tea, there's something about it that I cannot peg. It has like the tea. I'm curious what type of tea they use to make this, because it is also very sweet, but also there's something about it where it's giving me like Gold Peak vibes with like a milk tea mix. But I'm like, surely this is not made with Gold Peak. I don't know that I'm going to ask them what the base of the tea is, but yeah, the pho is good. But I have some thoughts about my sister's pad thai that I will share when I leave the restaurant. All right, everyone. So we have finished eating our meal, and I wanted to talk to you about it outside just to share my thoughts really quick. So, again, the pho was delicious. The broth is really good. And what I loved most about it was that it had flavor, which is super important, right? As I showed you all, my oxtail was fall off the bone. It was delicious. It was tender, had a lot of flavor. I also made it spicy by adding some of those chili flakes. So it was totally delicious. The Lao egg rolls. JD loved the Lao egg rolls. I thought they were good. They were nice and crispy. The meat was juicy. It didn't taste dry. It also had flavor. We also got the spicy pork dumpling, which the cashier told us that it's a fan favorite, which I can believe that. Also had a lot of good flavor, nice and juicy. Now, here's where things went a little awry, and this is going to be just depending on your taste. They had a pad thai that my sister had purchased, and it did not quite taste like the pad thai that she's used to. I know in looking at some of the pictures that she's seen on IG, the pad thai looks a bit more brown in color, which typically pad thais that I've had in the past are a little bit browner in color than what her pad thai looked like at 24 Hour Pho. So, depending on your taste, if you love something that tastes a little bit more adjacent to like a sweet and sour kind of sauce, the pad thai would be for you. If you don't like that kind of sweet and sour sauce flavor, you will not like the pad thai here at this particular location. And it could be that some of the locations cook it a little bit differently. Again, when I'm comparing this, and you all know how I am, I'm always talking about Asian food on the West Coast because the West Coast is the best coast. That's no shade to anyone who loves the state of Florida, loves the South, because I'm a Southern girl at heart. I love some Southern food and Southern culture and the vibe, but we have to be real where we have to be real. When it comes to really good Asian food, that's not to say you can't get it in the South, once again. So please don't come for me, please. Like, you can get delicious Asian food in the South, but if you've been to the West Coast and you've had some Asian food, when you know, you know. If you're about that life, then you're about that life. If I compare it to what I can get in Southern California, it's not comparable. It's really good, but it doesn't match. However, that does not mean I would not recommend it. It does not mean that it is good. It is good. As I said before, I'm looking forward to coming back here again. I will continue to get some pho. Oh, I did not talk about my tea. So I mentioned it briefly, but I want to hash out a little bit more now that I'm outside, because I didn't want to be rude. I feel weird. Like, I know some influencers are very comfortable with talking about, irregardless whether they like the food or not, in the restaurant. The restaurant was not crowded. Now, they had a rush before we came in, and there were some other customers trickling in. And this is very new and it's very nondescript. So unless you notice that now open, and I think they probably put that out there recently, you can't tell, right? Because it's not like this brightly lit sign and, something flashy. Even the other 24-hour location is in a nondescript kind of shopping mall. So, oh, there's loud beeping. Okay, it has stopped. So I still like to say that, this is a new location, so I do believe that they're going to get more and more customers. It is a Friday evening. On Fridays, they're open till 11, so they keep really great hours, and that's just good for us to know, because sometimes when it's late in the evening and we're hungry, we're trying to figure out what is a good place to eat, especially that's not in the Disney resort area, because a lot of those restaurants can be very expensive. Now, my milk tea was extremely sweet, but I typically don't get a lot of milk teas because they typically tend to be a little bit on the sweeter side, a little bit too sweet for me. I decided to give this a shot because in my head, I'm like, I'll drink a little bit of it and then I'll take it home and I'll save it. As I said, I could be wrong. This is me making an assumption without asking, without knowing. It tastes like the base of the tea is oh my gosh, that brand is leaving my head, but not Lipton, but the other one that's bottled. It's going to come to me in a second and I'll post a comment up above, but it tastes like that store bought Gold Peak. That's Here we are. The synapses are firing. It tastes like Gold Peak tea with milk tea mixed into it. I hope I am wrong. If there's ever an employee that sees that works for the 24-hour Winter Garden location, please feel free to correct me. I hope I am wrong, but it was giving me Gold Peak vibes with powdered milk tea flavoring. It was way too sweet. It didn't taste like that freshly roasted milk tea that you typically get at a lot of really good quality bubble tea shops. But again, I'm not going to 24-hour pho for their bubble tea. I'm going there for the pho. That's not to say that it's an excuse for the bubble tea to be overly sweet or whatever, because someone may sip that. Like JD tried it and he was like, oh, I actually think this is pretty good, but he also likes Gold Peak. Girlies, I'm not about Gold Peak. I do not, a lot of bottle teas I don't like. Um, Gold Peak is certainly on the top of my list of teas, bottle teas that I absolutely cannot stand. Even the unsweetened version, I just don't like the flavor at all. It is not good. It's not for me. Now, Tea Java, that's an example of a tea brand that I like, Honest Teas. And I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, oh, so you are bougie and you basically get your teas from Whole Foods or wherever. Again, I just like good quality tea. It doesn't matter where it comes from. Um, that tea is just, ugh, Gold Peak is gross. But I also post a couple other pictures, like rotating, of other bottle teas that I absolutely love and adore, that have really good flavor, and teas that I would suggest drinking just in general that are good. But overall, as a whole, will I come back to 24-hour pho? Yes, of course. Will my sister get the pad thai? Probably not. Will I get the pad thai? Probably not. It wasn't bad. It was just a little too sweet for me. It kind of tasted, like I said, like some sort of like a more adjacent to like a sweet and sour sauce mixed with rice noodles. But some others may really like that. That's not real pad thai. That's not what real pad thai tastes like. And again, when you've been on the West Coast, or when you've been to really good Vietnamese restaurants, when you know your food. I'm not an expert, not a connoisseur, but I know what good Vietnamese tastes like. At least here in the US, I've never been to Vietnam. I'm looking forward one day to going and trying food in that particular country, but this is just my opinion. I highly recommend coming out. The vibe is really interesting, really good. I love the 2D effect. It's super fun, super cool. So, with that being said, I hope you all again enjoy this review. I hope you, if you haven't already done so yet, please like, please subscribe, please share this video, and once again, I will see you on the next journey. Have a good evening. Bye. Okay, y'all are gonna be like, this heifer just said, I will catch you on the next journey. I'm adding on a bit of an epilogue here. So I'm at the Cracker Barrel right now because my sister wanted to pick up something to eat, because as I told you all, she did not really care for her pad thai. So we're here walking around looking at the Christmas decorations, and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get, this ornament for my tree. This particular Cracker Barrel, again, located near the Winter Garden area, actually has their ornaments buy one, get one half off. I am not ready for Christmas at all. I'm trying to enjoy fall. I will not be buying anything Christmas. That is a promise that I have just been keeping myself. I shan't be buying anything Christmas until we get closer to Thanksgiving, closer to the end of November. Then I will lean into Christmas. Anywho, so there's someone in there that starts coughing. I think it's just a customer, someone wandering around the store. So I'm kind of looking. And have you all ever and this is especially bad for me since the pandemic, where if someone is doing excessive coughing, and I'm not talking about like a dry cough, because I'm starting to become a little bit of a cough whisperer, so I can hear and tell a sick cough versus just like, a dry cough. So, they're coughing like that deep throat cough, like that congestive cough. And I'm kind of looking and I see that they're on like one side of the store. I'm like, okay, I'm just, don't need to go to that side of the store anyway. All good. Because I can't tell if they covered them off or not. So the lady toward the front, mind you, my sister placed a to go order. All the to go orders are in the front. She starts coughing, but like again, older woman, bless her heart, starts coughing really badly. And I'm just like, and I start looking and I look at my sister and we just start laughing. And I'm like, the Lord just has not blessed you this evening. And so she goes to someone else as soon as someone went to go pay for their meal in hopes that someone else will get her food. Well, her food is not ready yet, so hopefully she'll be in luck. And then, like, still looking around, and then two more people start, like, that deep, congestive coughing. Like, I am either in between getting over a cold or about to start a cold, and I just told her, I was like, I gotta get the H out of here. I can't do this. I can't do it. I don't want anyone coughing around me, especially when I'm in enclosed setting. I do not like it. I will start freaking out, and I'm just like, I had gotten COVID back in July. I am not trying to get sick again. I am up on all my vaccinations. I've always been good. I am not an anti-vaxxer. If you're someone who does not believe in vaccines, Godspeed, God bless you. But I am someone who will keep vaccinated. I will keep up with my flu shots and everything else because I am not trying to land in the hospital because of COVID or anything else. So I was like, I got to get out of here. I cannot. Do not be around me coughing. I cannot do, especially when we're in a restaurant or something. I will really start looking at you crazy. That is me. I couldn't do it. So I got the heck out of Cracker Barrel. So I'm now standing outside waiting for her to come out. I just thought I'd share that with you all. Please keep yourselves healthy. If you know that you are sick or you're not feeling well, wear a mask, stay at home, take some zinc, drink some all natural juices, do what you have to do to get better. Do not come out in public. Do not get the rest of us sick who do not care to be sick. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I cannot mess with you. If you are sick and you're doing all that coughing, and especially when I'm trying to eat or I'm at a restaurant, just don't do it. So anyway, keep healthy out there. I'll catch you on the next journey. Have a good one.